All right, today we're going to continue looking at permutations. So just from yesterday, remember a permutation is an ordered arrangement of items that occur when no item is used more than once. And today we're going to actually be looking at a formula for permutations. So the number of possible permutations if R items are taken away from N total items is found by this formula, which will be on a formula sheet for you to use. The formula is NPR. These are little subscripts. N is our total number, which goes in the top, N factorial. In the bottom, we'll take N minus R in parentheses and factorial. So we're going to do the first two by hand, and then we will come back and I will show you how to do it on your calculator as well. All right, so 7p3, using the formula, we can see that N is 7, R is 3. So what we have to do is plug those values in. So that would be 7 factorial over 7 minus 3 in parentheses factorial. Go ahead and do your parentheses. 7 minus 3 is 4 factorial. And then we need to evaluate. You could type this straight in your calculator if you want. I expanded it by hand, so I did 7 times 6 times 5, and then I stopped at 4 and put a factorial symbol. And I was able to divide out my factorials because these are the same thing. So 7 times 6 times 5 got me 210. Now on the calculator, your calculator actually will do this for you without the formula. So using your calculator, you're going to press the N number first, so 7. And then the same menu we used on our day one notes, press the math button, arrow over to probability, and choose option 2 where it says NPR. As soon as you do that, the 7 should go as a little subscript. If you have an older calculator, it won't, but that's okay. Then type in the R value, 3. And we should get 210. So on your mini quiz, it may say use the formula. I won't know if you're using the formula or your calculator, but I like to show both. In example B, let's try it by hand first. 10p4. N is 10. R is 4. So this would be 10 factorial over the quantity 10 minus 4 factorial. So that's 10 factorial over 6 factorial. And again, if you want to expand by hand, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, put a factorial symbol on there and then divide those out. Should get 5,040. Now on the graphing calculator, remember a shortcut. If you want to recall what you typed the last time, we can press second enter. Second enter recalled what I typed. I can just go back and change the 7 to a 10 and change the 3 to a 4. That way you don't have to re-press all those buttons, and we should get 5,040, which is the answer. All right, now for our word problems, actually I'm going to say let's go ahead and skip the formula part of it. Let's just use our calculator to do these word problems. So a team of 6 players needs to select a captain and a co-captain. The captain needs to be picked first, and the co-captain needs to be picked second. So the order in which you're selected matters because you're either the regular captain or you're the co-captain. How many ways can this position be filled? So first of all, let's talk about what N and R are. Remember, N is the total number of items, or people in this place. So we have 6 total players, and we're picking 2 from that. This is a permutation because the order in which you're selected would matter. So we would then have (6p2) and we can type that straight into our calculator. 6, pressing the math button, over to probability, option 2, and then typing in 2. We should get 30 as our answer. If you want to use the formula because you don't trust your calculator or you don't have your graphing calculator, you're welcome to do so. You will get 30 also. Go ahead and pause the video and try number 3 if you're feeling ready. Otherwise, I'm going to show it. Press play when you're ready. If you saw 18 movies last month and were asked to rank them in order of preference. So in order of preference means that the order matters, meaning it's a permutation because you're picking your top 5 favorites. So that would be 18 is our total N. R is our 5 favorites. So this should be 18P5. Again, you can use the formula if you'd like. Otherwise, we'll use our calculator. 18, math. Over to probability, option 2 and 5. You get a nice big old number. 1,028,160. And we have one more formula that we're going to look at today, and this is when we have duplicate items or repeats. So the number of permutations of n items when you have certain elements being identical is this formula. N factorial over P factorial, Q factorial, R factorial, and then I have dot, dot, dot. So these represent the number of repetitions. Remember that N still represents your total, but these numbers represent the number of repeated values. Usually in our case, it'll be letters. So it says, in how many ways can the letters of the word Mississippi be arranged? So first thing we want to do is count up how many total letters there are. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 total letters. So we'll start with N being 11. All right, then we need to go through and see how many repeats we have. So the M's do not repeat, the I's do. We have 1, 2, 3, 4 I's. So for the I's, I'm going to let that be my P variable, which is 4. So we have 4 I's. Then we need to count up how many S's we have. 1, 2, 3, 4 S's. So the S's are, I'm letting that be Q is 4. And last we have our P's repeat only 2 times. So I'm going to let that be R. But you can come up with, if there's more repetitions, you could have additional variables. And then we use the formula N factorial over P factorial, Q factorial, R factorial. Now a lot of you will type this in your calculator incorrectly. You can type it all in one calculation, but I suggest that you guys do it piece by piece. So if we do the top 11 math factorial, we'll get this big number. I would write that down. In the bottom, be sure that you don't write 4 times 4 times 2. It's 4 factorial times 4 factorial. Times 2 factorial. You do not need times signs in between here. We'll get 1,152. I would then divide those numbers and get my 34,650. Now, if you'd like to type it in one button press, you just have to make sure you put parentheses. So 11 factorial divided by, if you forget the parentheses, you'll get the wrong answer. But you can see I got the same answer if I typed it in one calculation, which you are permitted to do. The next one, how many different ways can the letters in the word science be arranged? So let's first get our total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It's our total number of letters. And then looking for repeats. The S's do not repeat. The C's do. We have 2 C's. And we have 2 E's. Now, since we have no other repetitions, we're not going to have another variable. So it'll just be 7 factorial over 2 factorial, 2 factorial. Again, if you want to do piece by piece, the top, 7 factorial is 540. 5040. And 2 factorial times 2 factorial is just 4. We divide those to get 1,260. Go ahead and try the closure, press pause on the video, and then press play when you're ready to see the answer. For a segment on a radio show, a DJ can play 7 tracks. If there are 13 tracks to select from, in how many ways can the program for this segment be arranged? So this is telling us that the order in which we're selecting them matters. Our N value is then 13. Our R value is 7. We have 13 total. We're choosing 7 songs. And this would be a permutation, 13p7. Remember, you can use your calculator for this, or you can expand it out using the formula. Either way, we should get 8,648,640. If you guys have any questions from the notes or as you're doing the homework, please just shoot me an email and I will get back to you with a short video going over that specific example.